Hello everyone. Welcome to topic 2 for week 4. There are 3 topics this week, so keep that in mind. I hope to get this up before Tuesday. You may notice that my background is a little different. I'm doing this in the Columbia Airport on the way to Utah. So if you watch this or if you email me this week and I'm a little bit slow, it's because I will have dodgy connectivity when I'm in Utah. Anyway, our topic is digital storytelling. So what is digital storytelling? It's the modern expression of the ancient art of storytelling. Digital stories derive their power by weaving images, music, narrative, and voice together, thereby giving deep dimension and vivid color to characters, situations, experiences, and insights. That is a definition by Leslie Rule of the Digital Storytelling Association. This is also an attempt on my part to get with it and get into this century, at least as far as technology. So come on with me.
With the new technology, there are just so many ways we can tell a story. You can create a comic strip, either draw it or use comic strip generators online, like Powtoons. You can do an audio story. You've probably heard several podcasts, though that's not my bag because I'm a terrible listener. You can use blogging to tell stories. You can do video stories. You can create a digital book, and I'll show you a tool to do that. You can do multimedia stories. There are all sorts of ways to do this. So you might ask, why would we go digital with storytelling? Well, stories don't have much meaning if they don't get shared, and so what I'm trying to help you do is find yourself a broader audience, a wider audience. Every story needs a beginning, middle, and an end. That's basic storytelling. And good sharing and good teaching is part of our storytelling quest this summer semester. But technology gives us a new medium. And so to quote Michael Fullan, pedagogy is the driver and technology is the accelerator. And what technology really does for us is accelerates our ability to share with others, to share our stories. Now, of course, my experience is in a school, and I'm always irritated when students do presentations and they're all about like the flying in things in their PowerPoint or things whizzing around, and I believe that distracts from their presentations. So keep that in mind. We need to be focusing on the story, not on the whiz-bang, super cool technology, though obviously you're going to use technology in this class to share. Please don't let the technology panic you. I'll show you a couple easy to use tools, and if this totally maxes you out, you should just use PowerPoint with VoiceOver. Okay, so we have multiple ways to plan our storytelling. Some people like to use a map or a web grid like this. So this is a visual by Shelley Sanchez Terrell, and this is a story web to plan your story. I'm a very linear thinker, so this might be a good way to get ideas on the page, but this is not how I would plan out my storytelling because I wouldn't know what order to go. But this is a nice visual if you are someone who is a nonlinear thinker. These 2 graphic examples might help you plan. The top row is characters, setting, and problem solution. That's a nice way to sort of outline who's doing what where, or who's involved, or what's involved, and what your story arc might be. And then the bottom 3 squares, beginning, middle, and end, might help you sequence what you want to do. I also highly recommend using PowerPoint and then the notes page. Have you ever seen those where you have 3 slides on the page and then notes next to them? As a template for a storyboard, or to just simply storyboard. This screen will have this image in it, and I'm going to say this when this screen comes up. That's very helpful. I tend to do this. I print out my PowerPoints ahead of time before I do my lectures to you guys, and then put notes in that note-taking form, and then do the lecture. Now let's look at some tools. Let's go on the prowl. Haha, sorry about the pun. Anyway, we're going to prowl through some tools so that you have an idea of some of the possible things you could use to do your digital storytelling. We're down to about 2 weeks left, so I wanted to make sure you had a look at these before you started doing your digital storytelling. All right, and just to let you know, I feel pretty comfortable now doing Screencast-O-Matic just to do the basic lectures over PowerPoint, but I'm going to stumble around here a little bit in these actually screen capture business clicking around on the web. But I want to show you these things. All right, so you're going to be looking in week 4 content. And in week 4 content, I obviously have several of our things here, but I want you to be looking at topic 2, week 4 lecture, which isn't up yet because I'm doing it right now. But in that folder already is sites that I talked about. So here are the sites that I'm talking about in your lecture. The first one I'm going to talk about is Storybird. So when you click on Storybird, let's see if I can get there. Okay, you do need to register. I'm sorry about that. All of these resources that I'm showing you need you to register. So in Storybird, several of you have mentioned that you cannot draw, and neither can I. The lovely thing about Storybird is that you can go to, you set up the account, and then when you're in, you can go to Create. You click on Create. It brings you to this page where you have a bunch of different illustrations. You get to choose whatever illustration you want to tell your story. It can be anything. You can choose anything off of here. Anything that suits your narrative. Or you can use one of these pictures to prompt your narrative if you are having trouble coming up with an idea. So you would pick one of these and you'd say, hey, I think I want, let's see, I'm going to pick the squirrel. And I'm going to say, and you can choose this art for a long form book, a multi-chapter thing, a picture book with multi-pages, or a poem with a single image. There is one article on doing storytelling with a single image. If that works for you, great. I think for a 5-minute presentation, it might make more sense for you to do a picture book, but or a long form, that might be too long. Anyway, I'm going to choose picture book. So you can choose something and it will put the picture you selected as the first page. You can have multiple pages, and then you write your story in here. I would like you to narrate, though you can have it, you can have text appear also if that's helpful to you. And then you have a whole catalog of other illustrations you can choose as your page after page. Okay, so that is one option. I have used this in a very limited fashion, but I can certainly muddle through and help you if you get stuck if you decided to choose this one. All right, so back to the site that I talked about. My Simple Show. My Simple Show has some neat flexibility. So I'm going to go click on My Simple Show. There we go. All right, again, this is something you have to register for. My name is out there all over the interwebs. Oh well. Okay, so I decided I would choose a personal thing. It has 4 steps. You create a storyline, so you draft, write, visualize, finalize. You can choose different formats, different setups. You can choose a blank template. And then this is something that you can either upload a PowerPoint into it and do voiceover, or you can upload other types of slideshows, or you can create the slideshows. And the nice thing about these are it's black and white lines. It's more comic booky. And so the focus isn't so much on the illustration, it's more on your narration. Again, this is something that I've used in a very limited fashion. All right, so Powtoon is our next one. Here we go. I have used Powtoon in the past. Oh wait, I didn't mean to click on that. I want to click on what I have open. All right, so Powtoon, and you've probably seen some of these. This is something that I did for another class and created a Powtoon, and I've been working on library orientation with a Powtoon. Powtoon has a free option. It also has, you may purchase, so I think the free option will give you enough time. I think it does like 5 minutes. You should be able to use that. I think you can even do 15 minutes for free. So Powtoon does a little cartoon. You can animate the thing. You can have the person look kind of like you. This person's a little slimmer than I am, but oh well. And it puts music in and you can narrate. So there's all sorts of options. So I'm going to stop that. It's a little bit distracting. Again, you have to register. So it has your name, it has your email address, but I have not been harassed by the Powtoon people, just so you know. And this is kind of fun because it can do the cartoons, it can change their facial expressions and all sorts of good things. So if you're interested, Powtoon. It's also something, I'm kind of a tech idiot, and I was able to figure out Powtoons pretty quickly. I felt like there was about a half an hour learning curve, and then I was on to doing what I needed to do. So don't let this scare you. All right. We also have a strip generator. I'm not a comic strippy type person. I did not even register for this. I just wanted to point this out. If this is your bag, I have heard this is easy to use. Again, this is another one where you have to register, and then you can make comic strips, and it helps you to, it's got kind of edgy characters and goofy pictures, so, and it allows you to create your own comic strip for your story. And a couple others. This used to be called Jing, and I think they've changed it to Snagit. It is by the same company that does Camtasia, I believe. It is a screen capture software. So we'll go over and look at Jing. I have used this in the past, and it's been probably over a year since I have used Jing. Once again, you have to register. I believe that it leaves a little bit of a watermark on your video. Please do not spend money if you do not have money to spend on subscribing to some of this stuff, okay? You can use the free one, and I don't care about the watermark. Just relax about that. And you would sign in. There's also a free trial going on, so you can get the full thing. I think it limits your time to 5 minutes. That's enough, but you'd have to watch your time for your storytelling, because I'd like you to hit 5 to 7 minutes for this digital storytelling assignment. So, as I recall, it's very user-friendly. And then we'll go to the last one here. All right, so Screencast-O-Matic. All of my things have been done on Screencast-O-Matic. And I started using Screencast-O-Matic this summer. So as far as learning curve, it's very friendly. I have not had much trouble with it. I had it freeze on me once in the middle of a lecture. But otherwise, Screencast-O-Matic is very easy. And I'm using it right now. So give it a try, or try one of these other things. Or if this panics you, again, I want to tell you, you don't have to use something fancy. You can use the voiceover that is in PowerPoint. That's okay. If you are going to be any kind of librarian that does training, I do think you should try to learn a screencasting software, whether it's Camtasia, Screencast-O-Matic, Jing, Snagit, whatever. Find one of them. There are a ton of them. There's also a list of other, in the assignment sheets for digital storytelling, there is a list, a big list of tech resources you may use. And once again, try any of those. If you have another tech resource, send me an email and say, oh, I'd like to use this. I can't imagine not saying yes. And if technology panics you, do voiceover and PowerPoint. Okay, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to do a little, hang on, since I started in the airport, but now I'm in Utah, and I'm hiding in my hotel room. Oh, it's way too bright out there. You can't see it. Dang it. I'm on the side of a mountain. Anyway, and I'm going to try and get this posted on the bad hotel Wi-Fi. All right, have a good week, y'all. Oh, I'm an idiot. You couldn't see that. Da. All right. I really am an idiot. I'm not good with technology. There, can you see that? Yeah, all right. I was moving my laptop around and realized I didn't have the camera on. All right. Hey, hope you're having a good week. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.